Hi everybody, welcome to week 4 of lockdown yoga. Hope you're all okay and staying safe. This class I'll give you some alternatives so you can use it as a beginner or an intermediate class, and it'll focus a little bit on lower body, hips, mobility in the lower spine, but of course as with any other yoga class it's also a whole body thing. Use your breath, use your awareness, see how you feel, and we'll get started. I'll throw a few little challenges in, so just do what you're happy with. Okay, so we're going to start this class. Focusing really, like I said, on lower body. So if you just bring the knees wide to the edge of the mat, the big toes connect, and you can just draw the hips down and away, stretch the fingertips out, and let the head just sink down into the floor. So you're thinking of drawing your chin to the chest and just getting a little bit more length in your spine on your out breath. So your in breath as usual through the nostrils, your out breath, a deep sigh from the throat. And to set these shoulders relaxed, draw them away from your ears. From here, we'll just roll up onto all fours. I'm going to come forwards just so you can see a different view. So forwards and away. And we're just going to take an easy lift into this right leg, just so you just sort of roll it up and down, and just do that 2 or 3 times. I'll give a side on for you. So you just keep rolling that through. Try and keep the hips roughly level, but of course they'll move a little bit, and we've only just started. So these hips might feel a little bit tight, and when you're ready, just stretch this leg away. So your core muscles nice and strong here. Pull the belly button up towards the spine, draw your shoulders away, and we're going to squeeze up just so you feel like you're getting some work through the gluteals as you take little pulses, but your breath stays steady. Okay, inhale, 3, 2, and just lift it now. We're going to bend the knee perhaps. Give it a little pulse up from here, squeeze, 3, 2, take that down, okay, and stretch. So getting the length back in the hips, into the spine, just sink it here, take a couple of breaths, and when you're ready, rolling up to all fours, and we're going to do the same in the opposite leg, which is your left leg, rolls up to the side, and back. See how that feels. Squeeze it up and down a couple of times. Inhale, exhale. And finally pushing that away. And with your shoulders relaxed, core muscles locked exactly the same, you're squeezing up through this left leg. Just so you feel like it's a little bit of effort to lift. You're working from the gluteals, from your base of spine. We can take a breath and then bend the knee. And again, give it a gentle little pulse for 3, for 2, for 1. Hold it there. Take 1 deep breath. Fantastic. Just roll away. Maybe a plank if you feel like lifting your knees off the floor, or you can keep the knees to floor and just roll the hips side to side. So if you feel like you want to do that through plank position, just lift the knees, push the heels away. Keep hands directly under your shoulders. Just take a little rock like that so you move into the base of your spine. Like I said, you can do that with knees to floor. And we'll just do that a couple of times. So challenge these hips to drop a little bit deeper towards the floor. Beautiful. And when you're ready, coming back through center, we'll stretch it away again. These stretches are really important. You want to get the length out of your spine. Tuck the chin to chest. And when you're ready, just roll up to all fours. And we're going to step this right foot forwards. Blocks are great for this, okay? If you've got blocks or a couple of deep, thick books maybe, you can bring your height up a little bit by dropping them underneath your hands. Or you can just bring hands to floor if that feels better for you. But just take your lunge into your left side quads. Spread the weight into this toe. So you spread the toes, into the foot, spread the toes, Keep the foot nice and strong, then lift onto the knee. And we're just going to try and keep the base of the spine tucked under as you lift the pelvis and then lift the front of the body. And you can stay attached to the knee, or if you feel like a lift up, just bring the hands into a pistol hold, draw the shoulders back, and you get a little bit of a back bend, but that shouldn't be uncomfortable. One deep breath. You can bring the hand back down to the knee. So you can just work into this lunge, you can circle the hip a little bit. We're going to take a twist from here, so as you breathe in, open into your right side, just open it up there, into the other side. You can keep left hand to knee if you want to. Breathe in, open the right side chest, spread these fingertips. And when you're ready, back to the floor. Back to the knees, and let this spine lengthen. Okay, we'll do the same again, rolling up to all fours. And just nice and easy, place this foot forward. This should always be at a right angle to look after your knee there. Spread the toes, push the weight into this foot, with or without any blocks or books. But this is what you're after, get this length here into the quads, into the hip flexors, and then place the hands on the knee and lift the chest. So the chest can lift a little bit deeper. And then breathe in if you feel like you can use a knee behind. Take your gaze upwards if that doesn't throw you off balance. Let the shoulder blades slide down so you get a lovely easy back bend, which again shouldn't be tense, you should be able to breathe it through. And as you exhale, bringing hands to knees. How's this here? Just lift the pelvis, lengthen your base of spine. Just see how that feels. And when you breathe in, open to the left side. Open to the right side if you feel that won't compromise your balance. 2 or 3 breaths there. Just open the left side chest, really work into this twist. And when you're ready, on this final breath, roll over. Bring the knees back down and take a stretch. Well done. Okay. Just before we move on, let's just take time to sit into the mat. Give your legs a little shake out in front of you. And connect down to the floor, so the sit bones connect, spine is tall, and you're going to bring your right leg over your left. So you can just give that a little push away. And like I said, before you drop into a twist, before we move into this hip, you want the spine tall, so breathe in, lift through the crown of the head. Support with your right hand as the left hand lifts, and you want the spine to be vertical as you drop the elbow in towards the knee there. And you can give that a gentle push away as you roll now towards your right side. Give it time. Think about the capacity in your lungs. As you inhale, maybe take that twist slightly deeper. Hope that feels okay. You can always take the option of bringing this foot to this side of the extended left leg if you need to. Or one more breath. This is quite a deep twist, so we can roll it all the way back round. And then you might feel like you need to move your spine a little bit, move your shoulders a little bit, just loosen it all up. Right leg extends, you can drop left over right. And with this extended leg, try and get into the habit of having the back of the heel into the floor. So you've got a nice line down from this hip. Inhale, lift the right side, be tall in your spine, lift the crown of the head. So your core muscles locked on all the way through. And with an exhalation, you can just place the elbow into that knee. And then start to walk this left side chest open a little bit deeper. Exactly the same, see how it feels on each side. Fantastic. A little bit deeper. Okay, so you can gaze over this left shoulder. Final part of your twist here. Remember you're sitting tall. And when you're ready, come back through to centre. Take the legs wide, give yourself a little bit of a roll through the feet. Maybe a hug around the legs. Okay. And when you're ready, we're going to roll back into the mat. And we're going to move this on a little bit. So, drawing back into the hips. Rolling forward. So now shoulders placed over the hands. And again, you can just lift the knees off the floor. Push the heels away. Have a little play with your plank. Let's roll the feet to one side so the hips move, the base of spine moves back to centre. You can do this with knees to floor, remember. Changing sides. Okay. And we'll take soft knees, really soft knees, and push the chest through. So you're drawing your chest towards your thighs, feet are hip distance apart, and then lift into your downward facing dog. Readjust as you need to. You can bend the knees or bring them to the floor anytime you feel you need to, but you're just walking through one foot then the other. Let's hold one heel down as the other leg goes soft. Lift the hips, draw the chest through, get some length down that one leg, and we'll do the same into the other side. And now downward facing dog. So in your down dog, get used to drawing your core muscles in, drawing the chest through and letting your head hang. You're going to lift the right leg, so three-legged dog. Hips stay level here. And we're just going to draw the knee right up towards this elbow and hold for a breath. Inhale, back we go. Let's do that one more time. Exhale, you can do this with left knee to the floor, but draw this right knee up. Take your breath. Keep it strong. Inhale, lift it up and away. And as you exhale, good. Now, you might need to push this through. We're going to just plant it between the hands. Sink back into your left knee. We've already been here. Nice deep lunge into the left side quads. And your right toe draws right up towards the corner of this mat. So it's pointing outwards now, and the hands come underneath your left side shoulders. And you can just let that leg drop out to the side. So that's how it looks, okay. So that drops out to the side. Two options here. You can give it a gentle push with the elbow, just to loosen it up while sinking into the left side thighs and the pelvis there. You just sink it down a little bit deeper. Or if you want to, you can walk the hands forwards into the top left of your mat, where you can sink down for a couple of breaths. So take your options there. And when you're ready here, let's just walk the hands back underneath your left side chest. And sinking into the right knee here. Let that drop out to the side. Option here, you don't have to take this option, you can just hang in there and concentrate on your lungs, your breath, just sinking into the pose. If you want to add a little bit of extra movement into there, you can just pick up this left leg. And there you feel some length down on the left side thighs. The right arm comes around, takes hold of the foot. The chest opens. And we can hold on to that with a lovely deep breath. So there's different levels of this pose. Obviously you sink it where you want to. You can keep this leg down, you can keep the arms down. This is the full pose if you want to take it for a couple more breaths. So really important to take your options. Final round of breath. And when you're ready, we're going to bring hands down to floor. Okay, take your deep, deep lunge. We've already been here. And lift into this back leg. Push this heel away. Leg is lovely and long. Lift onto the knee when you're ready. Inhale, take a stretch up. You can bring the back knee to the floor. So we've already been through a lower version of this pose. Take that if you need to. Inhale, lift the chest. And we can take a twist if that feels good for you. One deep breath. Open the left side chest. Here we go into a lifted position. Exhale, hands come down to floor. Step it back. Downward facing dog. Drop to the knees and take your rest pose to stretch it out. Here we go again, rolling up through all fours. Long spine, cat pose. Head drops, tailbone drops, roll through the feet. Downward facing dog. Inhale as the left leg lifts. Remember, right knee can come to floor if you need to. As you exhale, lock your core muscles on round your spine. Come forwards through a plank position and lift this knee to elbow. And we can do that one more time. Have a little play with it, see how it feels. Lift it in. Feeling okay, draw it back. And we're now going to take the gaze forwards and plant this left foot between the hands when you feel ready. And again, you might need to give that a little push with your hands as the right knee sinks to floor. Give it a good deep lunge. Fantastic. This foot is parallel with the mat and you need to push strongly into it for it to take your weight. And when you're ready, walk your hands over to the right side. So now you've got a little bit of room to move the chest down. This left foot draws off to the top corner. Exactly the same again. Right hands walk to the right corner of the mat, or you can just push it open like that. We want this opening here into the hip. You can slide down onto the elbows if that feels good for you. Take your options, see how it feels. Remember, you can stay high if you want to, wherever you've chosen to be. Just take a couple of breaths. And when you're ready now, let's keep the right hand connected underneath the right shoulder. Open the left hand if you want to use that as the leg lifts. Taking hold of this back foot. So the left leg is just dropped out slightly. Got some length into your right side quads and hip flexors. And the left side chest opens up as you breathe in. Let's just take one more breath there. And when you're ready, let that go. Okay, the weight is now into your lead foot if you want to lift this back leg off the floor. So when you feel balanced, spread your toes, spread the weight, lift the back knee. And when you're ready to leave the floor, we'll lift. Good, take a couple of breaths. Whoops. Take a couple of breaths, that happens. Woo, don't worry about it. Sink into the pelvis, and when you're ready, inhale. So regain your balance if you're like me and you've got the wobbles. Open the chest. And we'll take a twist by opening the left side chest, rotating through. One deep breath. Coming back through to centre. Downward facing dog. Well done. Okay, let's walk the hands and the feet towards each other. So you end up in Uttanasana, which is your forward bend. Let the head just drop. As you inhale, take a lift so your spine is nice and strong. As you exhale, breathe it out, sigh it a little bit deeper. Take one more round, inhale on the lift. Exhale on the down, and just fold into your forward bend. A little bit deeper down, so you're drawing your nose to knees. The head just hangs. See how that feels. Perhaps it's a nice idea to bend the knees quite strongly. And then lift them up. Inhale, lift. So this is where your blocks can come in handy again. If you're not connecting to the floor, bring the floor up to you by using blocks. Inhale, lift. Let's take one more round. Okay. And we're going to walk it back through a down facing dog. So this is a transitionary pose. We're going to move it on from here. Let's just roll through plank pose. One breath. Draw the pelvis under. Draw these shoulders away. Inhale, lift it back up as the spine lifts and rounds. We're going to lift into your right leg. As you exhale, let's draw a circle with the knee from elbow to elbow and then lift it up. Draw a circle on the other side, elbow to elbow, lift it up. How do you feel? Work this left heel down, lift the right leg, and when you're ready, we're going to plant the foot between the hands again. Should we have another practice at that? Lift the right leg, three-legged dog. Lovely and strong into your core and hip flexors as you lift this leg forwards, plant it into the floor, onto the knee. Inhale, take a lift. Okay, or you can keep hands on knee, but we're going to transition this pose now. So you roll into the mat, into warrior two. So sink down into this right side knee. And you end up at a right angle here, knee over ankle. Little rotation through these arms. Good. And this back heel just kicks out at a bit of an angle. And if you feel like you need a deeper stretch, you can just walk this right heel forward slightly. We're going to breathe in and lift. Rotate your torso right to the front of the mat. Exhale, sink it a little bit deeper. Just let this sink so it's parallel to the floor or as close to that as you can get. Inhale on the lift. Exhale, let it go. So we're gazing down the extended hand. One more time. Inhale on the lift. Exhale, sink it down. So in your warrior two now, the hips are working quite strongly, fingertips extended. Slide down your extended leg here and just reverse your pose. Inhale. And we can bend this right elbow, walk the hand down into the center of the shoulder blades, and that just gives you a little stretch there onto your right tricep. And when you're ready, let's roll it through. So you can land the elbow onto the knee. And just bring this hand behind, take hold of the back of your hips, push the hips forwards, and open your left side chest. Beautiful. So this is the push forwards that you want, that motion down and away, right at the base of your spine. And we're going to lift into a triangle pose, Trikonasana, long legs, strong arms. Good. Just gazing down this extended right leg again. And let's take a little bit of stretch. So you're not rolling forwards, it's not that motion. It's a sideways lateral motion. You'll feel it here. You're slotting into this joint here. And we can hold onto your leg or bring the hand down towards the floor if you want to, as the shoulders roll over the top of each other. So they're now stacked. If you think of the hips staying exactly where they are, from the waist, just roll down once. Inhale, take a lift. Back into your triangle pose. Roll the feet towards each other so your toes roll in slightly towards each other as the heels kick out. Just let your shoulders go. We'll take a bit of a stretch one way then the other just to loosen things up. Exhale. Inhale back. Hopefully things are loosening up a little bit. When you're ready, okay, let's hinge down from these hips. So again, your toes kick slightly inwards, remember that. You just want to feel this lovely deep stretch in the adductors. The hands can come to the floor underneath your shoulders. Take the legs as deep as you want to so they feel comfortable for you. Nice and strong around the knees. And then pull strongly into your belly button and just let yourself sink downwards. So your head can drop. It might come to the floor, it might not, doesn't matter. As long as you draw the chest to the back of the room, keep these legs nice and strong. Take in 2 or 3 breaths. And when you're ready, roll it back up. So you now have hands under shoulders. You can bend the knees and walk walk or jump the feet into centre so they come now beneath the hips. And you can take a really nice slow uncurl. Take a stretch up and just drop into a little bit of a back bend. Let these shoulders go. So we'll just go through the same on the other side of the body. Okay, into your mat again, downward facing dog. Remember your down dog, you want it strong through the core body. You want your shoulders nice and relaxed, you want the hips lifted. And you can soften the knees or bring the knees to the floor. That's a given. You just do that if you need to. Keep working the chest through this space. Your spine's inverted, fantastic. Separating the vertebrae away from each other using gravity. As you inhale now, lift this left leg and we'll draw a circle. So circle the knee from one elbow to the other and then lift it back up. Change in direction. One elbow to the other. Lift it back up. Try working this right heel down, lifting this leg, squeezing up into your gluteals again until you feel ready to plant the foot in between the hands. So a deep breath in as you lift this leg and an exhalation lifts and brings it forwards. Give it a little push if you need to so it comes into your right angle. Let's try it again. Ready? Inhale, lift this leg. Exhale, plant it back in between your hands. Spread the toes, get a good lead foot. You can block this back foot out slightly if you want to for your balance. I think this is where I wobbled last time. So find your balance, drop onto your knee here, sink into the pelvis. And as you inhale, you can leave the knee if you want to. And lift into a little bit of a back bend. So the chest lifts, the shoulders drop. As you exhale, let's roll it round into your warrior two. Okay, sink it a little bit deeper so you're pushing the fingertips away, shoulders are soft. Each time you breathe out, take a little bit more movement into here. Kicking out into this right back heel. And we'll slide down the right leg, keeping parallel to the edge of your mat and roll up. So the knee stays over the ankle, you can bend the arm again. A little bit of length into that tricep. Sink into the hips, sink into the pelvis. And when you're ready, roll it over. So you're still parallel to the front of the mat. The side of the chest is open. In we go. But this right hand, it's quite nice if it can just come behind you, push it to the base of the spine here, open the right side chest. This left hand, if you want to, if you've got the movement here, you can drop that down to the floor, up to you. Now as you inhale, keep the same position with your hips, right hand lifts up and away, and we'll draw some length up. Inhale. Exhale, knee comes over left ankle. Drop into warrior two, sink the pelvis, sink the hips. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale down. Let's take one more, shall we? Inhale, lift, lovely strong legs. Knee in line with toes on the left side. Exhale, down we go. And as you inhale this time, we'll come up into your triangle pose, gazing down the extended left arm, and then just slot here into your left side. A little bit of length down this right hip, taking it a touch deeper, and we can let the hand drop onto the leg or in front of your left leg as the upper hand opens. We'll take one roll down so the upper body moves, lower body stays put. Inhale up. Good, open it here. Back we come. Legs soft. And then just lift them into some strength. Toes pointing very slightly inwards, forward bend. Okay, we've already been here. Maybe you can open these heels a little bit deeper. Hands directly underneath your shoulders. Let's take one arm twist. So as you breathe in, lift out to the right side, gazing up through your extended hand, and down it comes. Okay, brilliant. Lift into the left side, and down it comes. And then just walk the hands through a little bit so your head can hang. Tuck the chin to the chest, lift the hips upwards, get these legs lovely and strong. Head can drop towards the floor or just hang in space wherever it wants to go for you. And taking a breath there. And when you're ready, good. We're going to walk or jump the feet through to centre now so they come directly underneath the hips again. You can take hold of the elbows. Thigh connects to chest, and very slowly take a roll up. Open these chest and shoulders. Perhaps take a circle with the arms. Just get some movement back in there. And an easy twist into the spine, just to keep things on the move. Good. Okay, so just before we finish here, just walk through the feet. Sink a little bit into the knees and then lift them up, perhaps lifted onto the toes so you're tall. Find a little bit of balance there. Bring hands to heart, gaze forwards. Just take a couple of breaths. So you lift in the heels, you're tall in the spine, pelvis tucked under. Have a stretch up. Exhale, let these heels sink to the floor. Again into a forward bend, hinge it all the way down. Bend the knees. And slowly, slowly let yourself uncurl. And let the shoulders just roll a little bit. Okay, so last couple of poses just to keep these hips lovely and loose really, just to see how they feel now. If you drop back to where we started, which is a wide knees, big toe mounds connected. Draw your core muscles up in towards your spine. First fingers parallel, and you can just push back and sink into the adductors, into your hips, and see how that feels. Let these armpits just sink. Rolling up onto all fours. Take these knees really wide so they might just come off the mat, which is fine. And then sink again, a little bit deeper. See how it feels there. Just let the pelvis drop. Let the adductors just sink a little bit deeper. And when you're ready, good, walk the hands in. And we haven't done much on the upper body, but just rock this backwards and forwards. Now lift the hips. And your hands are just forwards of your shoulders as the hips lift. And we bring the chest down to the floor through a low chaturanga dandasana. We bring the chest down. And the left elbow can drop underneath your left shoulder. So the hand rolls across your body like that. Take hold of the foot. Open the chest and give that a gentle push away. So good chest opener as well. It's a good stretch down into your thighs and quads. Ideally you want the fingers to walk straight down the foot and the chest is open there. One round of breath. And changing sides, so now the right elbow sits underneath the shoulder, walk the hand across. Take hold of the left side. Inhale, just give that a lift. Squeeze this heel a little bit deeper towards the bottom, towards the spine. One more breath. And release that out. And let's bring the hands underneath your shoulders. And push down, so the hands directly under the shoulders as the elbows draw into the ribs here. Think of lifting your belly button slightly so core muscles nice and strong. Lift the chest. Lift these legs if you want to. So the chest now lifts. strong pose. If you want to release the hands from the floor, you can bring them behind the back, draw them away, or they can stay on the floor underneath your shoulders. If you want a little bit more of a challenge, just bend the legs here, take hold of the feet, and lift into a bow pose. In your bow pose, try not to let the legs drop apart like that. Squeeze them towards each other. Try flexing the feet, lifting these heels up towards the ceiling. Gazing through the bridge of the nose. And this is really where you need to breathe strongly, in through the nose. Exhale. On the inhalation, maybe you can lift the chest. So we've got a lovely deep opening on the front of the body. And finally letting the legs go to the floor. Okay. So here at last, if you just bring the hands underneath your forehead, lift the right leg out to the side in a right angle and sink it down. So you're trying to get this little gap here underneath this leg towards the floor. So the right hip bone drops towards the floor. Do exactly the same to the left side. Just draw it out at a right angle, try and close that little gap again. How's your breath? Nice deep full lungs at this stage. So you can bring the legs back together. Beautiful, well done, give them a little bit of a shake out. And we'll finish down onto the spine. So just roll the self over. Bring the knees in towards the chest. Okay, if you just bring the hands down to the edges of your mat for a little bit of support. Let the knees just roll off to the right side. You can stretch them out and then bring them into the left side. So you're drawing a small circle with the base of the spine. You'll just feel that rolling movement, like a little massage in the base of your spine. So you're drawing your belly button down towards the floor. You don't need to extend the legs fully, just see how you feel. Coming back through centre, we'll take one more. Bringing the knees to chest. We'll bring one knee to chest as the other extends away, and then changing sides. And we'll do that one more time. Until you eventually bring the right knee up towards chest. So this feels really easy. Squeeze it into where you're comfortable. We'll circle this leg around just once to the right, breathing as it comes back through centre, and once to the left. And then we can just bring your right knee into chest there. If you want to now, you can just let your right foot drop to the other side of your left knee, so you're rolled off to the side, and then push it away towards the floor. So it just stays easy. And again, with no expectation, just drop this right hip over. The shoulders are connected to the floor. As you exhale, let that go a little bit deeper. And rolling back here, squeezing the knee into chest. And then changing legs. Inhale, lift the left. And we'll squeeze in. So challenge it, bring it a little bit deeper. Right leg is extended away. We'll draw a circle off to the left as you breathe out. As you breathe in, it lifts up. And changes direction. Good, and when you're ready, it can cross to the other side of the body. The foot can come to the floor if you want to. Again, you can see my shoulders are connected. Just push this away so you get this deep stretch here on the outer band of the hip. And finally coming back through to centre. Perhaps it would be quite nice to just shuffle your shoulder blades down, draw the chin to chest, stretch the fingertips up and away, stretch the toes down into all directions, And just reach out into all four corners. And stretch it out and away. Squeeze the knees into chest. And then just take a few breaths in your Savasana, line into the floor. Shoulder blades drawn down. And just concentrate on the rise and fall of your chest. Let your body get heavy. And hopefully just note a little bit of movement, a little bit of looseness, a little bit of oxygenation around the hip joint. They've done quite a lot during this class. So hopefully feeling a little bit lighter. As usual, nothing should hurt, so you just find your own level, and then that level keeps increasing. Your mobility increases, your strength increases. Bringing the knee in towards the chest, or knees, rolling onto one side, or just lifting up into a seated position. You can let the head drop one way. So now, just for the final section of the class, just release any tension around the head, neck and shoulders. So you can roll the chin over one shoulder, through to chest and then back. Just come through the centre, find your breath, be still. Thank you. I hope you got on okay with that. That was week 4 of lockdown yoga. So no doubt see you next week. I think we've got a few more weeks yet. Thank you.